lasts a billion words. What's this? Two Rivalonians here? At the end of space and time? How? Your guess is as good as mine, my newfound comrade. Here I stood upon this tiny vestige of space and time, and there you appear. Quite good timing, by the by, because the ground here has been fast shrinking beneath my feet. Oh, but I suppose I should make a proper introduction. Zigzags the historian at your service. It is my job to record all that was and is and hopefully all that is to be. Ah, at last a question I can answer most definitively. I mentioned already that this place is the end of time. If that didn't send your heart into your stomach and your pulse a-flutter, it should have. Time ought naturally to have no end at all. Indeed, I can think of no worse nightmare for a chronicler such as myself. Show, don't tell, I always say. So go, peer through yonder looking lens.
Maybe.
You saw? Terrifying, isn't... What's this? The portal! It's... The portal has become active! Fantastic! Astounding! Onward we should go! Portal! It's quite sprung to life, just like the long door. You, dear stranger, those torches, a light! This portal active once more! It can... Goodness me, how right you are! There's so much to take in, I'd nearly forgotten. And what you saw has been haunting my mind since I first discovered it. It is the void itself! The dragon that is devouring creation. When I speak of the end of time, this is exactly what I mean. I can't say for sure where it came from, how or why, but I do know this. It's shrinking our future by the second. And if we don't stop it, it will devour the past and present as well. Ah, though I cannot say for certain. If it is what I believe, then our prayers might well be answered. In fact, every last question that ever plagues your noggin might well be answered. For I believe what lies beyond this portal is nothing other than... But why spoil the mystery? As soon as we leap through, we'll find out for certain. It's not that I believe, it's that I have seen. Long have I been waiting here, hoping that one day this very portal would ignite. Then, no longer than a few mere moments after you arrive, zap it goes. The chronicler of time knows a pattern when he sees one. After you, after you. Oh, what wonders we may find on the other side. Yes, just as I hoped. There she is. There it is.
And he's off. It seems the imp has spotted exactly who and what he'd hoped to find here.
The last test! If you believe yourself worthy of rifling through my ample treasures, I do dare you to prove it! Find my 4 sisters, no more than one in each of the realms of your wide world, and each by each, you'll discover how to open me!
Could it be, milady? The weaver of time? Mother of history, author of all that has ever been.
Indeed, Sir Imp. As surely as you are he who chronicles all that I weave.
Astounding! Unbelievable! I have so many questions for you, so much to ask, so much to say.
You have brought guests, I see. Strange. Very strange guests.
My reaction exactly, milady. It was their arrival here at the end of time that instigated my finding you. But why? Surely you must know.
This is a question better put to our guests themselves. Tell us, how did you arrive upon this plane? If any other being in Rivellon asked me about the details of their comings and goings, I could describe them down to the minutest of details. But you are different. Of you, I see nothing. I know nothing. So please, do tell me, how did you arrive here? A stone. So, it was a stone that caused the great shock of energy that brought you here, and it infused you with new life as well. Is that so? Not like this, no. What happened to you is unique in all my work. Never had I experienced something so contrary to my nature. To weave something I had not seen, had not expected. Life does not simply spring into existence, you see, but yours has. You appeared before me from the moment you came into contact with that stone. Starstone. I now know it to be called.
But, Madam Weaver, how is it possible? Do you not see all? Have you not woven all that is and could ever be into your tapestry?
Like the stones, your guests are a mystery to me. I see them before me in this world, but their likenesses appeared not upon my tapestry until they revived the stone. Source hunters. It would seem that yourselves and Starstone are inextricably linked. Why and how, I cannot say, but I do believe that finding more stones will reveal to me who you yourselves truly are. Starstone is not what it seems, Source Hunter. Its true nature must be part of a greater secret, a secret lost, even to me. Do you see what violence my work has suffered? What wounds lay upon the tapestry of time?
Mysteries of all time, gaps in history. Oh, how they've tormented me for eons.
It would appear that Starstone transforms at your touch, granting me new thread by which to mend the tapestry. Thus, it restores time itself.
I see. What the void would shrink, Starstone restores.
Yes, though I cannot explain why this Starstone is the antidote to the void's ravishment of our realm. If we do not restore time, if we do not discover the true nature of these stones, the void will consume us all. Indeed you must, though I may not yet understand why. It seems that you and you alone can unlock the powers within Starstone. Yet we are not the only entities who know these stones to be so much more than pretty gems.
Why, of course, that's what they were doing. I have recorded their doings, you see. Collectors of Starstone, more and more by the day. Now I understand. They'd keep the stones from our reach. They'd prevent the mending of time.
Without these stones, Hunter, there will be no Rivellon. The entire tapestry will crumble. Even this plane will fall victim to the void's insatiable hunger.
That shall never be, milady. As sure as Zix comes before Zax, we will put a stop to it. First we mend the tapestry, then we stop the void. Please, our most mysterious guest, are you ready? Are you willing? Will you hunt out the stones? Will you help us restore what has been lost? What'll it be, Source Hunter? Do tell. The glint in your gaze and the set of your brow suggest to me that you've not given up on our dear old Rivellon. Not just yet. Searching out Starstone, I believe we'll mend the tapestry, but you'll need a way to travel between Rivellon and this homestead, won't you? Who wouldn't want to see what fantastic changes your search? Luckily, the power of portals is known to you, so I'll let you in on the little secret of how to transport back and forth from the end of time. Just, don't go sharing it around. Never know who we can trust these days. Off you go, then. You've Starstone to find, and I've a tapestry to examine. Surely there must be some clue here as to how on earth you're related to the end of time. Like the imp said to the ballista operator, shoot! Wouldn't it just? Would that I had a Starstone sightseeing guide, but alas, such a booklet does not exist. Just like yourselves, Starstones are curiously absent from history, both in my writings and on the Tapestry of Time. From what I can gather, though, they were once cherished by devious sorcerers whose reign ended long ago. The stones are therefore most likely to be found in the ancient places of this world. Ruins, caves, the lairs of long-forgotten evils. Those are the dens you should frequent. 2 more pieces of advice. Don't go unarmed, and consult with my agent. Neither do I, but the mere fact that activated Starstone has set the Weaver of Time weaving again more than implies that it and the Void Dragon are natural enemies. This in turn more than implies that you are the Void's natural enemy, for it is you who is setting new events in motion. You who is handing the Weaver new threads. And that which she is weaving is more than an ornament to decorate the shelter plane. It is both history and future history. It is all of time. We may not understand the how yet, but our aim is clear. We shall save creation from the grip. Before you go, Source Hunter, a final word. Once you return to Rivellon, there will be someone waiting for you. My agent, my eyes and ears upon your world. I hope he'll be able to help you as much as he can. Time I need hardly
Source Hunters, I welcome you once again to the realm of Rivellon after your travels through the chasms of space. Nice to have found a shelter, wouldn't you agree? Where you can come to no harm. I know the imp historian has told you about his agent on Rivellon, and that agent is I. So now that you know of the alliance between me and Sir Zigzax, let us turn to the business at hand. Starstone. So it is, and so it should continue to be. For I suspect his foul murder and the plight of dying time are somehow interconnected. Dark webs are being woven around these parts, and it is my firm belief starstones are the flies the sorceress spiders are trying to catch. It can therefore hardly be a coincidence that Councillor Jake was a collector of the stones we seek. That means the task you have been given remains crucial. Find the assassin that did away with Jake, for you're bound to stumble upon Starstone along the way. Let me phrase it like Zigzax might. A universe without time is like a pen without ink. A pointless instrument stripped of the potential of creation. It is void. It is death. It is nothing. I'll not pretend to have all the answers, or that I understand all that is happening here and out there among the stars, but I do know I'd rather err on the side of caution. If Zigzax worries, I worry. We are talking about a creature, after all, that has reclined among the divines as nonchalantly as you and I laze beside the hearths of home. While you were being lectured by our friend the historian and the grande dame of time, I snuck into his house and had a look around. That's where I saw them in a cabinet. Mere slivers, but specks of starstones nonetheless. They lay there, silent and innocent, though bloody murder may have been committed in their name. Oh, before you go, here, take this teleporter pyramid. A handy toy indeed that Zigzax asked me to give to you. You'll need the other one too if you want to make use of its powers, but alas, I seem to have misplaced it. Don't worry, though. Use this one here, and it'll take you straight to its twin. Now that this matter has been settled, Hunters, I shall detain you no longer. But rest assured, I'll do my share of hunting, too. So if you spot a white cat during your travels, do stop to say hello.
Plenty of fish in the sea, but I've got the foulest of the lot on my racks. Plenty of fish in the sea, but I've got the foulest of the lot on my racks.
Steady, boys, steady. We'll be leaving as soon...
My gods! What is going on here? First I have to shoo away a creeping white tomcat, and now there's a perfect stranger in my bathroom. Get out, will you? magical pyramid, eh? Out! No!
If she
you
soaks in
please!
flower stink much
This
longer,
room is
dear will smell
private.
this lady from a field away. I'll save a leg of something good for when she begins to starve.
Now this is valuable.
Don't just stand there. Go! Away with you! We'll have none of that, you hear? What are you doing here? Begone! Out! Now, if you please! This room is private. Don't just stand there. Go! Let us see if you can choose the finest greens! My, what a strong and handsome officer you are, kind Septimus. You must have fought. Lords above, grant me patience. You're a source hunter, aren't you? Here because you think I killed my husband. Like I told just about every legionnaire in town, I don't know anything about poor Jake's murder. I want his killer found and tried, but everyone suspects me of this evil deed. And you're no different, are you? So what happened? Some of them tittle-tattling crab chasers down the pub call me a murderous gold digger and you believe them? These insinuations truly go beyond the pale. Oh, I think I'm getting one of my headaches. Well, what do you want to know? Well, there are certainly some interesting creatures running around these days. Orcs are only the tip of the brutish iceberg. Don't forget the murderous bones along the northern gate. And if the rumors are right, the ghosts in the Black Cove. How's that old expression? When the blood spills, it pours. Sometimes I forget they're even out there, to be honest. Remember above all to stay behind the wall, we tell our children. And when you've been heeding your own advice for seasons on end, you almost start to forget what the fuss was about in the first place. Better not to, though. They're still out there, the dead, and from the looks of it, they'll always be. I am Esmeralda, wife of Jake, and now, alas, his widow. Poor man. We were both so young when we married. He so rich and I so poor. But his one and only princess just the same. Starstone? I've never heard of such a thing. Dear Jake had a mineral collection, yes. As far as I knew, it was one of his pastimes, nothing more. Do you mean to imply he collected something dangerous? Something that may have gotten him into trouble? Oh, this is all too much. I feel like I'm drifting from nightmare into nightmare.
Quite adamant about her innocence. We'll need to look for evidence if we want to prove she actually did the evil deed.
You there, cut it out!
You there! Cut it out!
Looking good. Treasure!
That's enough of that now.
My, what a strong and handsome officer you are, kind Septimus. You must have fought many a battle, am I right? In fact, I bet you're a real war hero.
Oh, I'm no hero, Esmeralda. I'm just doing my duty. For the League.
Well, you certainly are my hero. The rock upon which I may rest my weary soul in these trying and troubled times.
A book about setting up the perfect crime. Esmeralda has interesting taste in literature.
Hello, proportionate one. Oh, I can see from the symmetry in your face that you are a great fan of the fine art. I'm a painter by trade, as you can see, but a cartographer at heart. You might think there isn't enough work for one of my talents in a downtrodden city like Sicil, and you'd be quite right.
Not the mood for cheese. An excuse is more home than a slice of this fine corn.
Lonesome? Spiritless? Perhaps wrestling an earth elemental will inject some vim into your routine.
I travel around.
Man with many cheeses.
Any takers? Come on, you chickens!
Sorry, but I haven't the time for chatter. Sorry, but I haven't the time. You're a strange guppy. Telling that man to snatch my stock and then turning him in.
Quiet day on the market, it seems.
Oh no, noble friend. Your upper chakras are in desperate need of a good scrubbing. Fortunately for you, my homebrewed tinctures will do the job. Or if you're in the mood for something a bit more electrifying, one of my air scrolls might give your system just the shock it needs.
No better solution to the zombie problem than set silver arrows.
Join the Spud Club if you've got an eye for farm potatoes.
Quiet day on the market, it seems.
Not the mood for cheese. An excuse is more home than a slice of this fine corn. Aaron has as many friends as the man with many cheeses. Not the mood for cheese. An excuse is more home than a slice of this fine corn there.
Good luck out there, Hunter.
Legionnaire, at your service.
Back for snottier than Sicilian stew. Again! Attention! Come on, face!
You, again. Yes? Have you found any incriminating evidence? How to plan the perfect murder. Really? Really? She might as well wear a dress with the words "I killed Jake and I liked it" embroidered on it. But that alone wouldn't suffice to convince me. So convince me, Hunter, and keep looking. If you must.
That's enough of that now. Hey! Stop that! Quiet! No...
Recruits!
I just did you! Thanks for 7, we've secured the perimeter.
On the move!
Oh, I'm no hero, as Bruno. I'm just doing my duty. For the Legion.
Well, you certainly are my hero. The rock upon which I have rest my weary soul in these trying and troubled times.
Never fear, my lady. As long as I'm around.
Hey!
We'll be hearing from you for a while.
Assist me, friends!
Ah, so that's what that did. A bloody dagger. Could this have been involved in the crime? It certainly piques one's interest, doesn't it?
Strong and handsome officer you are, kind Septimus. You must have fought many a battle, am I right? In fact, I bet you're a real war hero.
Oh, I'm no hero. I'm just doing my... But the...
Well, you certainly are my hero. The rock upon which I may rest my weary soul in these trying and troubled times.
Never fear, Millie. As long as I'm around, don't care on your
A book about setting up the perfect crime. Esmeralda has interesting taste in literature.
Assure me, dear. Fighting those awful orcs. I can't bear to imagine something would happen to you.
Oh, but don't. The soldiers will be like a
What if you were to be ambushed, caught unawares? Catch me, for I might
Beyond these walls, the dead roam 300. Be vigilant.
About face! To the barracks! Not!
Ah, the sauce hut. Yes. Well, have you found any? So, you found a blooded knife in Esmeralda's cellar. Guess you can scratch the top candidate off your list of cliched clues then. How to plan the perfect murder. Really? Really? Oh, if you must.
Barry's a bridge throw. Get to shining recruits.
Sorry, sir.
You think that's funny, Private?
Sir, no, sir.
Attention! About face! To the barracks! Notch! Recruits! That was sloppier than Sicilian stew. Again! Those boots would embarrass a bridge troll. Get to shining recruits.
Sorry, sir.
I'd be afraid alone in the dark.
All that digging and there's nothing here. All that digging and there's nothing here.
My, what a strong and handsome officer you are, kind sir.
All that digging and the...
Legion's greetings. I am Septimus, 7th son in a household of 9, legionnaires all. Me and 2 brothers of mine were assigned to Sicile from day 1. Alas, both of them have long since fallen in battle against the dead. Jake's murder is, in a word, a tragedy. He was well loved in all of Sicile. The Council of 7 couldn't have wished for a better ambassador. You claim to possess evidence that implicates Lady Esmeralda in the murder of her husband? This book has a dark reputation. Odd. Lady Esmeralda told me she's enamored with romances like The Knight in See-Through Armor, a dagger caked in dried blood. Found in the cellar of this very house, you say? That's very disconcerting. Though I'm sure Milady can explain. To set aside all doubt,
The hunter returns! I hope you are here to shop rather than sleuth. Listen, if you're going to accuse me of something, you would better... Perhaps it is you who should explain your presence in my cellar. And the dagger? What'll you think of next? Accusing me of... Oh, that horrid tome of ill repute. It isn't mine, it was Jake's. He was a politician, don't you see? Always on the lookout for plotting rivals. Oh.
We'll have none of that, you hear? Move along.
That's enough of that now.
All that digging and there's nothing here. All that digging and there's nothing here. All that digging and there's nothing here.
What do you think you're doing? I hope your quest fares well, dear hunter. What? I'd never. If you must know, I was merely checking up on Maxine, the mayor's cat. What a delight she is. The temperament, and what might those be? By all means. Of course. I hope your investigation fares well. It might be a bit late to inspect the body, in that it has already been buried. It may be worth your while to speak to the mortician, though. A chap called Roberts. He has a house by the graveyard. I can but piece together what few morsels fell from the grapevine into a rather disappointing meal, I'm afraid. They say a woman arrived in the King Crab Inn sometime after midnight. She retired to a room on the ground floor where she was soon joined by a man who had been nursing the same cup of wine for hours. I say man and woman because both of them were cloaked and recognized by none. About an hour later, another figure arrived, headed for the same room. It took a while for the landlord to pluck up the courage. How and why he came to be there, no one knows. But I had a good look around the scene of the crime before the Legion barred anyone from... I myself have none. Even though the rest of the town has... Now, it may well be established that she is, in fact, the guilty party. I'm not claiming that I'm certain she's innocent, but let's just say that if I really thought this murder case would be so very easily resolved, I wouldn't have sent for source hunters. Strangers leading orcs. Humans. And yet, I don't know quite what... You there! Cut it out!
You there! Cut it out! So, what's the bad news? Sad story, that. Though if I'm speaking plainly, the sentimental aspect of it all doesn't make much of an impression on an undertaker. Especially not these days, with so many laid low by the orcs and such like. I just concern myself with giving the remains a respectable exit from life. We set him to rest in the northern graveyard. Perhaps he can finally get— What about it? Didn't I just say we gave it a respect—
The death man is nervous as a squirrel. I'm certain he's hiding something.
That doesn't belong to us, you know. We're source hunters. We should be able to access any of the resources we need, or want, while we're on the job. Well put. Hunting out source is no easy— Looks like that dog is awfully agitated. Perhaps he wants to tell us something.
Harvest to reap.
Grind you to a fine dust.
How can I help you, my friend? What? What a delight she is. By all means. Of course. I can but piece. They say a woman arrived in the King Crab Inn sometime after midnight. She retired to a room. I say man and woman. It took a while for the landlord. How and why he came to be there, no one knows. It might be a bit late to inspect the body, in that it has already been buried. I myself haven't. Now, it may well be established that she is.
Lucky find!
So, what's the bad news? Sad story, that. I just concern myself. What about it? Didn't I just say...
The dead man is nervous as a
I'll have none of that, you hear?
Old mistress. Looks like that dog is awfully agitated. Perhaps he wants to tell us something.
May the seven keep you.
What trickery is this? That's not Jake. It's a rotting sheep's corpse. It seems someone snatched Jake's body.
Here lies Jake. Please do not disturb. Here lies David, who ran from the Reaper. You'll never catch me alive. Here lies Nemris, master of philosophy. In memory of Loni, death lies on her like an untimely frost upon the sweetest flower of all the field. Here lies Jacques, the oldest man in Siciel. Get off my grave, you jackanapes.
Rest in peace, darling. May the seven keep you.
Oh, it goes to and fro with the city's youth. They hustle and bustle while I sit here stagnantly and watch them go by.
A stitch in time, eh, friends?
I sailed the sea. I walked the world.
Here lies Jared. Shall I come back as an enraged spirit or a lovable prankster ghost?